I mean, this dude, all right, he kidnaps these kids. The way he does it's like legit. I feel like, yeah, you have a van, some balloons, and he was like, oh, I dropped all my eggs. Can you help me, kid? Like, yeah, sure. And he like wraps the balloons around the kid's neck, like the strings, and he like brings them to his van. And, like the balloons is like camouflage.
Oh, he like puts them in the balloons?
Yeah, so he can't. He's like, it kind of looks like a weird, like, it's like a weird commotion going on. I guess no one really cares in the neighborhood.
Is this like a documentary about Hollywood?
Kinda, a little bit.
All right.
Wait, is this the one where he wears that stupid mask?
Yeah.
I saw some. Oh, okay. I remember seeing the trailer for that. I was like, that mask looked really dumb.
So what pedophile? Like he's got some issue. So he leaves the kid downstairs in like this cellar, like this meat cellar thing with like a big like door with a lock, and he lets them think that they can get out by like leaving it unlocked. So they come upstairs so he can whip them. They start beating them, being a naughty boy.
Oh.
So I was like, what? Like, you just get to, like, I thought you were a kid diddler. I thought you were going to rape them.
So he didn't actually diddle?
No, he was just waiting for him to just come upstairs and be bad.
They really PG'd that.
Yeah.
Man.
I was like, what rapist does that?
Yeah. They usually just rape.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, he's just going to get raped here. And he just didn't get raped.
Oh, God.
So, but,
For the Allen Ginsberg movie.
yeah. But, yeah, really anticlimactic movie.
I saw the poster for that, like the billboard, while I was driving back from Boston. My first glance, I thought it said black people.
And the police were taking advice from, like, a schizophrenic 12-year-old. And like, oh, we have the clues. She had dreams about it, so it's got to be real.
Oh, really? That's how deep that movie got?
That's how they found him.
Nice. Dreams.
Yeah. And then I had sex afterwards.
Anna's watching that new Melissa McCarthy show or whatever, God Man or something.
Oh, I don't know.
Basically, it's like her and her husband are in it, and they just watched like Bruce Almighty, and they're like, "Oh, we'll make a series about this."
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's not very funny.
Lazy.
That sounds good.
Dude, that's just SNL, dude. That's just a complete circle jerk of people.
You mean the funny show S&L?
You got to pass through the bed.
Yeah, S and L.
Yes, S&L.
Take that L.
God, I'm so hungover today.
I'm sober.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
2 weeks sober.
2 weeks sober? Is this your first
That's
beer?
water. That's a water.
That's water. Good.
I mean, weed's sober. I don't smoke weed anymore because you can't have fun anymore.
That's good.
no, fun is overrated, dude.
I smoked too
Never
much
wanna
weed
have
where
fun.
it just didn't do anything. It just made me like normal-ish, like more normal than I normally am.
So now that you're off weed, are you unnormal?
I feel actually more crazier
Yeah.
not smoking weed.
That's good. You're supposed to feel crazy.
Yeah, I
You're
feel
supposed to feel
insane.
psychopathic. That's how you get a mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you need to have a killer instinct.
Oh, stop smoking weed. Instantly got laid.
Oh, really?
'Cause my drive came back to talk to people.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
my
there you go.
game came back instead of being like a zombie. I was like I had a personality. It came back a little bit.
That's nice. I like that.
It's hard
I'm
to
happy
fuck
for
in a
you.
car with a broken leg. I'll say that. Yeah,
Well, that's good.
especially with a sex doll.
Oh, right.
Well,
Poly-
did you
polyurethane?
Yes.
did you retrofit your car with the little like ramp thing? I could see you just hit the button up and down on the ramp.
No, I just
and
like broke
go-
my leg. Broke my leg to get in the back seat.
Just bent it the other way.
I was like, "Fuck it, I don't give a shit." It's been so long.
All right.
I'm
Welcome to
lon-
Roast
I'm
Mortem.
so lonely.
This is a history show.
Yeah, this is history.
This is history.
I-
This is Long Island history in the making.
I
right
failed
now.
community college.
It's
Continue, Tom.
fuck it. Five towns college is my college, and that's where
Hey, we've got
bang.
our
That's
only
those.
graduate. Our only graduate is MIA today.
Yeah, that piece of shit smart dude.
Yeah, we're like, hey, we're doing the show. He said, no, I'm not. So we're doing it without him. And we've
He's like, I had to go write a dissertation. I'm not even in school anymore. I just do it for fun.
yeah, he does. He loves this. He loves this
I
show.
always sell it on the side. Like, you just write essays on the side for people.
He could.
I think it's against his morals, though.
I don't think he. No, he would do it if he had the end.
He's
he
a
would
good, he's
do
a
it.
good dude.
He is a good dude.
Yeah.
and that's
Good
that.
dudes write.
I've
Good
been-
dudes write papers for other dudes.
I gotta take a dump already.
Already?
Sorry.
Do you want to just take a dump?
No, I
right
continue.
now?
I'll
All right,
prairie
okay,
dog
hold
it. I'm holding it in.
Oh, he's prairie
Awesome.
dogging the whole episode. All right.
I'm excited now.
Cool. All right. So, Roast Mortem, we always start with the history of the week. Correct? So, how was your week? So, you can elaborate more if you... you don't... Not about... I don't want to hear about sexy time, unless it's... Unless
I saw
it's
that
poetic.
movie Black Phone, and I laughed at it.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you started when I was like, "Hey, Mike, how are you doing today?" You're like, "I watched a pedophile movie and laughed," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, never help anyone with their groceries when they drop them because you'll get abducted.
Yeah,
You never saw.
that's true.
Yeah, I
You're
never
never
help.
supposed
I
to
never help
bend
anyone.
over. Never supposed to bend over for your groceries. You just got to kick it to the car. Right?
Exactly, it's already ruined.
Yeah.
Here we are, already making notes for things that need to fly from this
So
episode.
you just cut everything I said out.
I'm gonna cut everything out. It's just gonna be a robot voice. I'm actually gonna transcribe what you said.
I'm trying to get a job at a school, so please cut
Okay.
this out.
Tom, how's your week? You said you're a little bit rough around the edges. Hair of the dog that bit your anus.
Yeah, I'm hungover. I was in Brooklyn with a good friend, John Allen, last night. And John Allen's the kind of guy who, when you start drinking with, you do it till 6 a.m.
Ooh.
So,
Jeez, that sounds miserable.
yeah, well, we had a great time. I would do it again, but
That sounds miserable now.
Yeah.
The repercussions.
I'm rough
of
right
that.
now.
Yeah, Jesus
real rough.
Christ.
I don't really have anything else to report about the week.
What do you drink at 5:30 a.m.? What were you drinking then?
We were drinking Row & Co. Irish whiskey.
Rowan like rum and coke?
No, it's Row & Co. It's a
Oh.
company.
Okay, all right.
Some Brooklyn shit.
Nah, that's from Ireland.
Dude,
Some
Ireland's
Brooklyn
just a
hipster
big
shit.
I
Brooklyn.
bought it here
Yeah.
to bring to Brooklyn.
No, Ireland is just a big Brooklyn. They all wear tweeds and
Exactly.
shit. And they, like, yeah, you know.
Oh,
like-
that fake accent there?
Nah, dude,
Mhm.
it's not, trust me, this is more like firemen's, like, oh yeah, I smoke a cigar and
Oh,
drink
okay,
this
okay.
whiskey. It's not,
yeah,
this is
fire
not hipsters.
You mean like fire? You mean like firemen that have twirled mustaches?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, real
Okay.
cool ones.
Sweet.
Ones with opinions, political opinions. Because those guys are hilarious. Okay, Travis, Portland, how's it going this week?
Dude, I was where you were yesterday because this week, the episode that came out on Monday of Not for Human Consumption,
Okay.
they just like randomly asked me on Friday to come on the show. And of course, when you go on Not for Human Consumption, you
You get
drink a
fucked
lot
up.
of beer or cider in my case.
Let me ask, you said you were filling in or guesting?
Yeah, Mr. Walt was not there. Walter.
Love Walt.
And
Walter White.
and Dylan, Dylan was on our dime bag episode. He was not available.
So it was just
so-
you and Matt?
Me, Matt, and Jay.
Oh, Jay, right.
Mhm.
Why do Jay's great. He's like
Yeah.
the funny guy.
I know. I keep telling him we're gonna get you on.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Get him
But
on.
yeah, we had a really good time. We talked about kind of what went down on Friday with all the current events, and we're like, looks like we just had to start corking our penises.
Oh,
you know?
right. I don't see why. Pulling out has been working for everyone.
I just don't
you
have
gotta
sex.
cork it, dude.
I just jerk off.
Yeah, that's good too. All right.
Yeah.
well,
So when you had sex in a car, you just jerked off in the back.
It was basically
seat?
me just jerking off in the back seat. Yes.
Oh, okay.
out of 5 towns.
I didn't really want to say that. Oh, now it's airing out my dirty laundry now.
All right. That's not so bad. Well, I guess listeners can go check that episode out if they want to hear more about corking.
Yeah,
Oh.
corking.
Wait.
We were talking a lot about. We were talking about old people gambling. Yeah, it was a fun time. Check out Not for Human Consumption. Thanks for having me on.
Hell yeah. Okay. We'll just get right into it.
Yeah, sure.
I'm fucking beat. So let's make this happen.
Let's do it.
All right. Tonight we're covering one of the greatest Hollywood actors of all time. His name is Humphrey Bogart.
Oh yeah, I heard of him.
Yeah. Mike, what do you know about Humphrey Bogart?
It sounds like some like a douchebag. I don't know.
No, he's not actually. He's pretty cool.
Is this roast mortem? I thought he was supposed to be a terrible person.
It's not about that anymore. We've decided
fuck?
to just do research and see what happens.
Well, fuck Humphrey Bogart. I don't like his name, Humphrey.
Fine.
Ugh.
When all the video stores were closing down, like when we were in high school, I found a cardboard cutout of Humphrey Bogart. So he used to be in my room just watching me sleep.
That's great. That's a good.
I gotta Google what this dude looks like now.
So you're a fan. I know you're a fan of Humphrey Bogart, Travis, as I am.
Yeah. Also, remember I did that stencil in our video class?
Yeah, it was giant.
Yeah, I
Giant
did a
old
light-
Casablanca.
Yeah, big old, almost life-size thing of Humphrey Bogart. I'm a huge fan of this man.
Oh, this is hot.
Yeah, honestly, that was life size because he was pretty small.
Oh, tiny boy?
He was tiny. He had to wear lifts a lot in his shoes.
Ooh.
That's embarrassing.
Very much so.
So you're telling me that he never got laid?
Oh, he got plenty laid. What do you think of that face, Mike?
I'd fuck him.
Right?
He's got like that, like I cheat on my wife all the time face.
Good point.
Like every man has.
Good point. This is a man, yeah, he came up, really was the quintessential golden age
Alpha male.
just Hollywood star in general. He wasn't really like what the studios were trying to make happen, but he was just in the right place at the right time. A lot of times.
Like the Tom Cruise of our day.
Or
their day.
Yeah, mine is Alien Intervention.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt.
Some of his wives were aliens.
Oh,
I will
really?
say that. Yeah, he's got some weird wives. We'll get into
Yeah,
That's hot.
probably Chris Pratt though, right? Because he like worked at like a Chili's or some shit, and then now he's playing Mario.
All right,
Steven Seagal.
We're gonna get into this.
Right.
I don't want to like paint any of the wrong
I'm
pictures
sorry.
here.
I'm
And
ruining the script.
I will say that his life before Hollywood is pretty interesting.
All right.
And it's weird. It's very strange, I found. So we'll get right into it. Like I said, keep this in mind. He is like number one in Hollywood to this day. Like if you ask these film buff people, they go like he's number
He's
one.
head honcho.
Yeah. Because he had all this expression in his face and like this pain, and I don't know, it just worked. So he was born on Christmas.
Oh,
That
so you're
sucks.
telling me Jesus was like, yo, why you stealing my birth?
That's the
Yeah.
worst birthday to have.
He always said that. He was born 1899, New York City. On Christmas, he always talked about that sucking, how he was robbed.
Yeah, you get robbed of gifts. It's
Mhm.
all combined into one.
Absolutely. He was the firstborn of Belmont DeForest Bogart and Maud Humphrey.
DeForest. I like that.
I'm probably saying that so bad. DeForest. I'm saying that.
Deforestation.
I'm saying that like
You're
a
telling
bad
me-
guy in Fern Gully.
You're telling me she was the only lady in New York City that was shaved?
DeForest? No, that's the man. That's the dad.
shaved.
That's the dad. Okay,
We're gonna have to
manscaped.
we're gonna have to assume he was pretty damn shaved. He had two younger sisters, Frances and Catherine. We don't need to talk about them ever again. They don't really come up.
Are they hot?
All right.
I like to cover the bases.
They had no expression in their faces. They just
Kind of. His daddy, Belmont, was from a rich Mayflower-esque family from the Netherlands and was a practicing pulmonary cardiologist. Belmont was a cold man with no patience for children and a love for morphine.
Same.
ooh, hell yeah.
I hate kids.
Yeah, and you like Oxycontin,
No,
which
yeah,
is
love it.
friends with morphine.
I'm just a
Yeah.
future person.
You got all covered, Mike. Mommy Maud was a commercial illustrator and made a buttload of money. She's rather famous, actually. They were both from very privileged families. He and his sisters were primarily raised by caretakers. His mother's involvement in child rearing was dressing them up in little outfits.
Ooh.
She was one of those moms who would she'd put them in like weird clothing from
match?
Victorian era.
Oh.
But like that, it was way out of date. Like everything she embarrassed the shit out of these kids.
Well, you were telling me she was an illustrator. Like, what is she drawing? Like those weird, creepy turn of the 20th century political cartoons and like Times and shit.
So, you know what? I'm gonna pull up
I
a
want to see
picture.
her racist cartoons.
Well, I wouldn't call them racist. They're it's fun though.
Period accurate.
Humphrey.
Mom, everyone's wearing top hats. I don't want to wear this stupid fucking outfit.
Put your goddamn top hat on. Come on. I paid for that. It's a tiny one. You're going to grow out of it, too, so you better put off
She's the
whatever.
Gerber baby drawer?
No, so
Oh.
they're so if you type in the Melons food for babies, it was a company that did baby food. He was the illustrated baby on the bottom of the label.
Oh, shit.
And there's a myth that he is the Gerber baby because she was doing illustrations that like that for commercial like uses.
Wait,
I saw some shit on
Melons-
Facebook, though, about the Gerber baby.
Mellins.
Oh, okay.
So Trav, you're gonna put it on the Instagram. That picture I sent you. I don't think that's Humphrey, but that's one of her works, and it's just so fucking funny.
That picture on our artwork for this episode is terrifying. Like,
Yeah.
that's something that came out of like Silent Hill, like crawled out of a skin wall.
That's dope.
Yeah. Oh, here. Yeah, so here it is. Look at that. So this could be Humphrey as a baby.
It's hot.
And he was famous. Like he was the I don't know, it was Chester Cheeto.
Look at that baby. Look at that smile.
Yeah, but a baby.
Yeah. She would paint him like every day.
That's a loving
all the
mother.
time. So like she kind of tortured these kids. They would go to school and like they would come home and have to model for her for like hours.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's most clothing companies today. You know, you put some kid in some vineyard vines or Osh Bagosh, whatever, and you just dress them up like tiny little stupid people.
Now you just film your kids nowadays. Just like, oh, look at my kid. He's doing all this stuff I'm forcing him to do that I love to watch him do.
This was somehow worse because she would put these kids in these positions and water paint them for hours. So it's not even like, all right, let me take a few pictures. Which is kind of funny.
Yeah, this
it really
is before,
is.
like, you could just put them in front of the Roblox and they'll stay still or something like that.
It could have been better than, like, you know, being in, like, a squat. It's crushed in with, like, telling their families. Like it was back in the day.
tenement?
Yeah, like back in the day, I feel like it was a lot worse.
They didn't have to deal with that at all. They were very well-to-do. And that, like, Humphrey always kind of resented that.
And he wanted to be like a poor kid.
Maybe not poor, but he wanted
some street cred.
I don't know. He was a nerd.
Yeah.
He really was. You wouldn't think that this guy was so. He was really awkward. He had strange hair, like curly red hair growing up. Everyone made fun of him because of the clothing that his parents wore. And talk about the elephant in the room. His name, Humphrey Bogart. Having a name like Humphrey Bogart in 1910 is like having the name Humphrey Bogart in 2022. It was very dated.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that was not normal.
Okay. All right. I mean, I always kind of assumed that people around there were being called like Humphrey and like Jebediah.
No, Humphrey was not a common name
Moses.
At all. So people made fun of him because it's a funny name. Is it not?
Yeah.
Humphrey? He likes to hump?
Hump it.
Sure does.
Dude, you know what's kind of funny about him being like a weirdo and shit? I feel like, I don't know, arguably one of the best actors we have today that's similar, probably closest comparison to Humphrey Bogart in terms of expression is not Danny DeVito.
Daniel Day-Lewis?
Neil Patrick Harris?
Well, Daniel Day-Lewis or fucking, I can't remember his goddamn
Daniel
name.
Radcliffe.
Yeah,
Ben
Daniel
Affleck.
Radcliffe. Arguably, he's like Daniel Radcliffe.
It's just like him.
Yeah.
Fred Savage.
Now I'm going to remember that name like 5 minutes later.
All right, come back in whenever. We're not rushing. Outside of their professional lives and the New York elite events that the parents went to from time to time, Maud and Belmont's little family time was dedicated to yelling at each other between fixes. They were a violent family. Cold, awful people. And that's great because that's how you make artists.
Mm-hmm.
I think
we've found that trend on our show.
Yeah. You need some hate in your life to really
Torture
get things.
Your kids.
If your parents love you, they ain't doing it right.
Yeah, they shouldn't love you. No one should love you. Exactly. Remember that. Next time you feel alone, you're exactly how you should be.
Lights out when you die.
Right to the dark place.
In 1913, the family bought a home in Fire Island. Happy Pride Month, everyone. Where Humphrey began exploring the theater world.
Cherry Grove.
Great place to learn theater. Let me tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. He met his best friend, William Brady Jr., whose father, William Brady Sr., was a big-time entertainment promoter who gave the boys tickets to any Broadway show they wanted. So he had access to all the shows.
Cats?
All day. Definitely Cats.
Good Vibrations.
Yeah. Kinky Boots.
Oh. Wicked.
Yeah, I want to see Wicked again, Dad.
Daddy, can we go see Wicked?
Did you bring my lipstick?
Did you see Wicked?
No, I've never seen that.
Did you?
I have seen it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's bad.
I didn't like it. I just like that they had the wires and they had her flying around on ropes.
Yeah, I mean, I wish it was more like Spider-Man. They just smashed those people against the wall with the ropes. But
I saw Good Vibrations.
No, the only Broadway show you should ever see, Book of Mormon. Let me tell you, Matt and Trey know how to do it.
I don't know. Kiss Me Kate's pretty good.
Where did you kiss her?
Lion King was
You have
dope,
a wife.
too.
Well, I mean, you have to make your wife watch.
Oh, okay.
It's part of the play. It's a audience interactive. It's good stuff.
You're gonna walk away with a huge ass gouge on your lip from all the kissing.
Yeah, there is botflies in there. There have been rumors that Humphrey and Brady's relationship was homosexual. I don't really buy that at all.
What? Just because he's on Fire Island?
Exactly.
Free love.
Or the Broadway plays it. But
hey, male pleasure is in the ass.
So I think they were really into theater, and I think they just looked like a bunch of gays because they would perform and they would dress in these little seaman uniforms and sail around the South Shore of Long Island.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
man.
they did some, but they were rich kids. They didn't know any better.
Yeah.
You know, like rich kids don't know how to dress themselves.
Yeah,
especially down south. They all wear Under Armour polo shirts and bad shorts.
Khaki shorts or golf shoes.
Rich kids, like they don't. It's either they really know how to dress or they have no fucking idea. So this is
or they pay someone to dress them,
and they look bad that way too.
His mom tortured him. He was wearing like Jacobean ruffs and shit when he was like 10 years old.
That's pretty badass.
I'd do it, but I think you need approval, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm about to bring back the ascot. I'm saying.
What's the ascot?
You should.
The ascot? It's like, you know what? Instead of wearing a tie, you wear it's like a big clump of, like Freddy from Scooby Doo has an ascot.
I fucking hate that. You like that?
Yeah, dude.
I thought it was like the little scarf tie.
It's a scarf, basically.
Yeah, it is a scarf.
The baby scarf. It is a baby scarf for a man. Right. It's always light blue every time.
I'm not hating Travis.
It's a thick, wide tie for thick, wide thighs.
Hold on 1 second. Dog. Come here.
Dog.
Come here. Don't fuck his knee up.
Fuck up some commas.
All right, I'm leaving this in. It doesn't matter.
Who brought this
Are you feeding her combos right now, Mike?
Yes.
Just the inside.
Lick out the inside, eat the rest.
He spent his summers down in Long Beach, like I said, Fire Island, rather. And then the rest of the year was at the Upper West Side apartment that his parents owned, and he was miserable through the year, understandably. Who doesn't, hate school? And
I love school.
I know. That's why you excel so much.
I had such a great time. It was hard for me to leave.
Yeah. Those lunches.
I stayed as long as I could.
Yeah, those lunches are great.
Lunch in elementary school was so good, and then it just deteriorated as the years went on. I was like, "What? It's like prison food now."
Mike, it was always prison food.
It was good in elementary school. Galaxy Pizza slapped.
Galaxy Pizza? They branded it for you?
Yeah, it was a circle pizza.
Nice.
Yeah, that shit was good. Galaxy Pizza hit me up.
So, you know how Humphrey Bogart has that lisp? It's like a slight. He talks weird. I can't believe you have no idea who he is.
Is he in Casablanca?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. I've only seen the ending scene where they're about to go on a plane or some bullshit.
Do you remember that at all in the way he talks? Because he talks like he has. I can't do an impersonation.
Yeah, he's got a weird, hard impression.
I think understandable.
He's got it's kind of like one of these a little bit, but not as
in the flash.
It's a little Nicky.
Get on the plane.
Get on the plane.
I'm gonna rape you.
Yeah, I just watched that movie today. Pretty good. I get it.
He doesn't play it again, Sam. Right?
He does not. No. People who say that are idiots.
Yeah.
Or just misinformed. One of those.
Ow. By something on my foot.
Oh, it's one of those spiders I got down here. I got spider pets. Spider-Men's.
Wait, are the spiders are trying to lick your wound?
No, they're just biting my ankles.
Right. All right, well, we'll get you some ice. Anyway, there's a lot of theories where that lisp came from, but one of the prominent theories is that his dad just hit him too many times in the face and split his lip.
Who doesn't like that one so well?
I don't know. There's other theories. There's ones about a bar fight, and there's ones about he was in the military. We'll get to that in a bit, and he may have. I think he was in the brig for a bit and got hit.
Taking too much Xanax, get the list going.
Something like that. Yeah, little Xan style. Yeah. He's the Humphrey Bogart of our generation.
I'm on the plane.
Yeah, young hump.
Let's see. He was an easy target for classmates, as I said.
I can imagine.
He's famous for being on Serial So that's funny.
What cereal? Wheaties?
No, it's the melon.
The melon.
Oh, melon cereal.
So that's not good. He has this hair like Ronald McDonald. He's got the lisp. His name is Humphrey.
The bitches would love that nowadays. They'd be like all over this dude.
You think so?
Yeah.
Hmm.
A name like that, red hair, curly hair, rich parents.
Yeah. Well, the rich parents,
parents,
is really, yeah.
That's what every girl likes.
That's a great genetic trait to have.
Yeah.
Chill.
Great.
I wish my parents were multi-billionaire baby food drawing people.
Yeah. You'd probably be a famous actor by now if they were.
Probably.
Who says I am? Onlyfans.com. I'm afraid to show the link.
Thanks, though. Well, keep your eyes out.
Yeah, keep your eyes out. Get those wallets ready.
Yep.
Please, I'm so poor now. I lost everything. My leg.
Health.
Yeah, it's important,
It's
everyone.
good to get
Oh,
your
I got
health.
my health bill. I got my fucking hospital bill.
Yeah.
It's $80,000 fucking dollars.
80,000, but you're not.
I
paying
have
it.
insurance, and it only costs $900. I'm like, what the how the fuck does this work?
Yeah, because it's all made by Italian mafiosos.
This
Yeah.
shit is so retarded. It's
Yeah.
unreal.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I looked at it. I didn't see the bottom part, how much I owed. I was like, oh my fucking God, I'm going to kill myself.
You just pass out before.
I literally was about to.
It's like
'Cause
stacking
it's
up.
like, what you owe, 20,000, and then it says deductible or what yada. And I was like, oh shit, 20,000. Still, that's a lot of fucking money.
Damn,
Oh,
$900. Like that's a couple dicks.
that's good for you, man.
it's a couple dicks.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that.
All right. Well,
That's my tangent.
let's get back on here,
Sorry.
though. That's okay. I need to hear that. He wasn't a good student at all. He was kind of a daydreamer, as you can imagine. A lot of actors are, myself included.
Antonio Banderas.
It's hard sitting by the window.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any windows.
I'll
in
say
school.
that. It is hard to sit by a window in school.
Yeah, no more windows in school. Get those kids to concentrate, like in China.
Yeah, it's got those
Yeah,
high
windows
high
in
windows and bars on them.
Mhm.
Bulletproof vests.
And outside is just their parents working on
Please.
mills. Anyway, Humphrey would go to school every day, like I said. And now he's all pissed off because he's doing terrible in school. He hates his life as a young boy, and he's got a model for his mom into his teens. Like,
What is he doing in his teens? He's still doing the baby food?
I don't know. I think they
Teen
kept
food.
that for a while, but yeah, I think she just drew like all the time, like a
They
real
didn't
psycho.
have a camera. They didn't have. How the camera was invented by then?
I mean,
They had cameras.
Well,
you
it's
still
common-
want to
not as
paint
common.
from real life.
Yeah, I guess so.
If you care. After flunking out of the prestigious Phillips Academy boarding school that his dad squeezed him in with influence, Bogart enlisted in the Navy in 1918, right before Armistice Day. So no action. Just like he's born the same year as Disney. So if you remember that story, he has a similar thing going on where he
Right.
tries to get involved and then the timing
over.
is just off every time.
Lucky bastard.
Right. Well, he's probably just carting like bodies back from
Yeah,
Europe.
Like,
that's
thank
exactly
God
it.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he spent 8 months on the USS Leviathan going back and forth transporting the real troops. That's really what he did. He was like a flight attendant.
All right.
Hey, you're that military bonus though. So
Mhm.
Yeah, military tug job from the real
I'm about to do
to
that
the
shit.
real troops.
So he gets transferred in 1919 to the USS Santa Olivia, but he misses his transfer somehow, making him a deserter.
Oh, that's not. Good.
Oh,
So to get out of punishment for this, he asks his dad to get a pardon from his good friend, Assistant Secretary of the Navy and future President FDR.
oh shit.
So yeah, so instead of the standard AWOL sentence of 3 days in solitary confinement and a dishonorable discharge, he got 3 days in a regular can and honorably discharged. So, hey, it's good to know people, especially
Yeah.
the president.
Yeah, especially old spaghetti legs.
Yeah, money can buy happiness. He even got some kind of medal.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember which one, but it was like, yeah, one of those you did it medals.
Yeah, you
You get
went
those
in
on
the
Amazon
ocean.
now.
Yeah, what's that?
You get those on Amazon now.
Yeah, well, they
You
didn't
go to
have
a mall.
Amazon back then. They were dying. They were a poor people.
Get that 10% discount.
So I'd imagine from what I like gathered with Humphrey, but especially from watching his movies, the guy was always drinking, right? Did he start drinking when he was in the Navy? Sailors love to get drunk.
Yeah,
Is that why he missed his transport?
Probably. He was drinking at that time, and he drank his whole life. Now, he wasn't even He was no Oliver Reed in that he wasn't a wild man, that type of Hellraiser drinker, a Peter O'Toole kind of guy. He was just drinking all the time.
Yeah.
He never stopped. He never was he just wasn't that guy to be like, oh, that was a rough week. I need to take a few days off. He would wake up and have bourbon.
No, you just want to kick the shit out of your liver every fucking day. That's what it's there for. It likes to be abused.
Of course.
Liver King.
So, he's got the money to get out of a dishonorable discharge, and he's all happy. But the money for the family is drying up. You see, his junkie dad was even more of a junkie now, and he lost a huge sum of money in a bad lumber investment. So the Bogart family was in a bad way around this time. Humphrey saw this as a blessing, though, because he resented his privileged upbringing for his whole life.
Why do rich kids always feel like that?
Because they never know what it's like not to have money.
Sometimes they just, are rich kids. But sometimes they're like, oh, man, I'm so cool. Look at me. I'm going to go to the hood or something like that.
It's guilt.
I heard this theory a long time ago about, rich kids and, beyond them having the resources to do, lots of shit, why they actually become successful, genuinely. A lot of them become, really smart and entrepreneurs, and, even if they didn't have the money, it was because of the situation where they're they always have to, find attention in something or, outdo someone because, the money only goes so far. And obviously that's not all. Most rich kids have heroin problems or something. I'm talking about, a select few. Elon Musk types who are just fucking psychopaths. They're, always pushing it.
Right.
I don't know. I forgot where I heard
I think it's
that,
guilt.
Maybe I just made that up because I'm smart as hell. And my parents are
probably.
poor.
I think you just wrote a research paper. There you go. Quote us on yours.
Yep. Take that home. So Humphrey reached out to William Brady Sr., the guy who was the entertainment manager, who had his business had gone crazy. Big entertainment mogul. He started to break into Hollywood a bit. So Brady started a production company called World Film, and it was making a killing. This is pre-talkies.
Okay.
But at the what were the talkies again? Al Jolson, 20.
Yeah,
22.
it was. Yeah, Jolson, the jazz singer, was the first one. That was. Yeah,
It was 22, right?
Maybe 22 or 20.
I want to say 22. Was it Birth of a Nation, one of the first?
No, I was.
No.
Silent.
Silence?
Yeah, that was silent. That was 1911, I think.
Oh,
or 1910.
Woodrow Wilson's favorite movie about the KKK.
Who doesn't have a favorite about the KKK?
Oh, mine's American History. That's like Skinheads. American History X.
Same thing.
Yeah, same.
It's about rude people.
About the Terminator kid growing up.
Yeah, he's not doing good.
Dude, have you ever seen pictures of him?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's like Smeagol.
Dude, I think he'll come on the show for $50.
I'd be sick.
You want to have him on the show? We can reach out.
What happened to you? You were so sick in Terminator 2.
I don't know. He had everything.
I guess I had privilege.
Yeah. Now he's just I still gotta buy smokes.
Hey,
He's
Arnold
a nice
helped
guy.
me. Arnold helped me.
They were probably back then. They were probably just giving him heroin because he was a child, even though he was a child.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Heroin chic.
So Brady offered Bogart a desk job at the company, and he got into it really hard. Actually, Bogart. This is the first time he gave a shit about something. He liked the film thing. He was like, "I'm going to stay on this." He excelled at the gig, and eventually was promoted to a production manager. Now, keep in mind, the film world is still figuring itself out. So he got a little bit of everything in that. When you're a production manager, you get to manage props, a little bit of accounting, some screenwriting, a touch of directing, all over.
Yeah, early film was there weren't as many. When you go to the movies, if anyone's gone to a movie and watched the credits, and you see grip 1, grip 2, grip 3, grip 4,
nothing. They had nothing.
Nowadays they have jobs for every single little thing in the movie industry. I remember
crazy.
I worked with some he was just an effects guy. He just found effects. He didn't put them in the movie. He just found effects.
Oh yeah,
sick.
And
those I know this from the sound world. It's not one guy doing a mix. It's there's a guy doing the sound effect Foley for doors in like big Hollywood movies. Just doors. Just
doors.
Just
You need that
the
right
cars.
sound, that right
Just
sound.
yeah, they do. Like, it's that. You have like 10 people working on just the sound effects for collecting them.
How am I going to spend my budget? Fuck.
But no, yeah. Back then, even the actors would be holding lights sometimes, you know? Like, that's how it was back
Boom
then.
mic 1.
Yeah. Well, I didn't need that because there's no sound.
Oh.
So his attention, Bogart's like in this situation where he has the flexibility, so his attention did wander towards acting, as you would pick up. Eventually, he gets involved in the New York City stage performances, and he gets his chops up a bit. People start figuring out, oh, okay, this guy actually wants to act. He was not great to act with because even though he knew he was good at it and could do it, his entire career, even from early on, he saw it as a really sissy thing to be doing. He's like, acting is for chumps.
Wait, even when he was dancing around on Fire Island going to Broadway shows?
I think it was part of his like rich kid thing. Like he saw what, like he grew up, he's 18 now, and he's like, that was kid shit.
Oh, okay.
Like he's got that attitude towards like, only rich spoiled kids do that. Like I'm trying to be a hardened man here.
Yeah, I was in the Navy.
I want to work in a coal mine. Be miserable.
He did like the acting lifestyle though, because everyone drank a lot in performance, as you have a good time with your friends, you know. The thespians, they love going out there. He could drink bourbon and smoke cigarettes in speakeasies all night and not have to be anywhere till noon. That's another nice thing about acting, I suppose, on stage.
Yeah.
Prohibition had just kicked off. Bogart and William Brady Jr. were among the New York City elite that got to protest Prohibition by getting drunk every night and telling people to loosen up. He became a drunk in the area, more so. I think it was pretty bad when he was in his early 20s. He was the guy who would sleep in the bar. Like wake up and just start over again.
You got a problem.
Yeah. He somehow managed to keep a career going the whole time, though, which is admirable.
You know what I think is really interesting back then, especially where you live, Mike, down the South Shore, is they used to have just offshore in the international waters. There was like a whole bunch of barges that sold like alcohol, hard liquor, because it was technically, not in the U.S.
Oh.
And what they would do is like these speakeasies would like they'd take a boat out to these barges, they'd order what they want, and then they'd literally just like drift the alcohol to the shore, and they'd pick it up on shore.
Oh,
Huh.
To follow you up on that, my house, I think I said this on the show, my house is actually a Prohibition house.
Was it really?
Yeah, the basement has all these like secret compartments where they used to hide liquor and shit like that.
Yeah,
it's
actually,
badass.
I've been in your basement.
The old house, remember my old house had those weird like little compartments, little like rooms and shit?
Yeah, it was.
Basement?
I thought they were all like that in Babylon because you're constantly getting flooded.
Well, that street, you're not supposed to have a basement.
Right.
You're not supposed to have like lower levels like that because they get flooded.
That is interesting.
I always thought they were just rape dungeons. They kind of look like rape dungeons.
They do, yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
so
it was probably mixed use, right? You pick up the beer that floated on shore, do a little rape.
They had like entrances from the canal, like on like the docks, where you could like, they used to sneak it in and shit.
Nice.
My dad could be blowing smoke up my ass, but it seems legit.
It sounds legit, yeah.
Your dad likes making spinning a yarn.
Yeah.
He sure does.
My dad is
So with all the drinking that he does, he never hinders his acting career, which is good. He was disappointed in the roles he was cast as. He got lots of pretty boys, soft boy shit. He wanted to portray hard men like he would later.
Yeah, that's what he's known for. At the end of his career, he's known to be a hard boy.
That's right.
Never soft.
That's right. Always hard. Yeah, never soft. Love it. Tony Hawk, shout out. Keep in mind, he was a 20-year-old kid from an upper class background, so he was soft as hell. It was perfect.
Right.
In 1922, he met his first future ex-wife, Helen Menken, while acting in a play. They got married in 1926. This was a bad miss. She was 10 years older than him.
Oh, nice.
So I guess he was looking for an apartment because the parents were out of money at this point.
Same.
And he was like hanging out with actresses in the bars and getting his peen steeped all over. You know what I'm talking about? Like, he was getting busy. So,
Wait,
Excuse me,
peen-
doctor.
Peen steeping, is that when they just like you put your mouth over the dick and just like blow and like steam on it?
I just like
not actually sucking.
getting steeped is like, you just put it in something like tea.
Oh, just steeping. Okay,
Yeah, just get that
I got
peen
you.
steeped.
Peen
Like
steep.
you stick it in the couch cushion.
Anywhere, really, and not always his wife was the problem.
Oh, well, he's the guy that sleeps at the bar. So
Yeah, it's whatever. He's 20 years old. Let him live.
What is this discharge coming out of my penis?
are those your discharge papers, sir?
There's some kind of discharge. Their marriage lasted 18 months. Very good. In 1928, he married another woman named Mary Phillips. A decade-long unhappy marriage. Humphrey did not treat it like a marriage. He also slept around the entire time. This was par of the course. This is nothing to get worked up over.
Yeah.
His career wasn't glamorous during the 20s, but when the 30s rolled around, the film industry started to take off. You see, admissions to films were less than going to plays. So a lot of folks, this is Depression era, and people were like, I need to get entertained, and I can't be watching Wicked or Spider-Man do it. I don't have that money. So they would go to movies.
Yeah. YouTube was just shadow puppets.
Yeah.
Garbage. Really?
Yeah, it was just some guy named Derek who was just in your closet.
Derek Tube.
Yeah, he lived there rent-free as long as he entertained you.
He'd tell a bunch of dad jokes and knock-knock jokes.
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like I'd make a good Derek. Let's see, where the heck were we? So a lot of people in film, though, were vaudeville types. They were not like play actors, which makes a lot of sense because they were like trying to adopt something new. The plays were still making money. The vaudevillians needed to adopt. So there wasn't a lot of these stage actors. Like it was common, but not super common.
Right. So
I don't know
like
why that's important for me to get into, but
it's like the Three Stooges and the Marx Brothers, right? They came from vaudeville.
yeah, they were all vaudevilles.
Yeah.
It was like film people were blue collar back in the day. It was a very blue collar gig.
A lot of people thought it to be like demonic. Like you shouldn't go to don't watch the movies. They're full, like,
Well, the camera steals your soul.
Yeah, dude, I listened to my Native American neighbor.
So don't go to those movies.
Don't let them record you, man. They're gonna
Smoke
steal
this
that
pipe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's cool. Drink Mountain Dew with me.
Mountain Dew me.
That's actual only crime that Harvey Weinstein did was he collected souls and then showed them his micropenis.
Oh, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. You know what you're getting into. It wasn't too long until Humphrey was contacted. Wow, this hangover is creeping.
By
Sorry,
aliens?
everyone. I'm very sorry for a poor read tonight.
Tom's hammered.
Yeah. He was contracted, not contacted. He was contracted by Fox Film Corp at $750 a week, which was very good
That's
eating
more than
at
me.
the time. Yeah, and that was back then
Holy fuck.
when your rent was like $6.
Yeah, holy shit.
See, that means he could basically have a clam chowder like fountain in his house.
Probably
Yeah.
so good.
And honestly, it was a good couple years that he was with Fox, but they decided not to renew his contract, so he was out of it again. In 34, his drinking took a uptick, and this is his time of uncertainty between contracts. And to make things worse, his dad passed away, leaving Bogart with a considerable amount of debt.
Ooh.
These were hard
This
times.
was back in the
yeah.
day where you inherited debt.
Yeah, this is different. Or maybe they just didn't know that you didn't have to pay it.
Ah, yeah. When someone dies, they come after you. You don't have to pay shit, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You get all these medical bills and stuff. You don't need to pay that garbage.
I know him.
well, yeah, I mean, like, when our folks go, you're going to get people calling and be like, hey, you got to sell your dad's debt. You just say, he's still
Fuck
alive.
My
You
dad's
hang
in
up.
Cuba right now. Sorry.
Yeah. Out of here.
Tupac and Osama.
So he's drinking like a motherfucker, and he's got this debt. So this is the hard time that he faced. He had a few years of this where he was nearly homeless because he spent all the money. He was drinking way too much. These are the lines in his face. He's got so many lines in his face. This
Where they
time
came
period.
from?
He was so stressed out.
Yeah.
That he became that like just short-tempered. I wouldn't maybe not short-tempered, but he was. I don't know. He didn't really have a lot of patience for anything. Yeah, he was just.
I don't blame him. I'd be pissed off. I had to pay some shit I didn't really do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. So he gets this play, and it's called The Petrified Forest. It's his first breakout role. So when he was at Fox, he just like did background shit. He was Pretty Boy, like I said a few times, but now he's an actual lead in a play.
Okay.
So he like became a Seth Rogen at this point.
Yes, that would be a good way of putting
Joe
it.
Rogan?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's younger brother, Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Sick.
Younger, fatter brother. Let's see. Bogart starred in the play, and the movie rights were purchased by the Warner Brothers. The Warner Brothers.
They're still alive at this point?
Warner Brothers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jack Warner is, this is the heyday for him.
Oh, okay.
These production rights were retained by, what's this guy's name? Arthur Hopkins, who is the play's producer. He demanded that Bogart play the role that he was on the play because he did it so well. They didn't want to do that. They wanted to cast someone else. I forget who, some big name. But the guy who was starring in the play, Leslie Howard, they wanted him to play lead, and he said he wouldn't play lead unless Bogart got his role.
Oh,
So Leslie Howard got Bogart
In the door?
into Hollywood.
Wow.
all right.
Bam! The movie's a giant success, and Bogart was in Hollywood's good graces. It just worked out. He worked for Warner Brothers for the next 15 years, and by 10 years later, he was Hollywood's highest paid actor.
Tom, do you know if The Petrified Farce was that kind of like his, I feel like he played a lot of the film noir, like dark, brooding kind of character. Was that what The Petrified Farce was?
Yeah, I mean, I could summarize that real quick. So that film is, he's an ex-con who's off his rocker.
Oh, okay. So yeah, in that same vein of like, dark.
It's very dark. I mean, he was typecast throughout the 30s for being a gangster. This role, he wasn't a gangster, but pretty much everything he did up until like 39 was just a gangster piece. Him and like James Cagney got cast for every gangster thing. And that's what Warner Brothers did. They cranked out those movies like crazy. The Maltese Falcon, which we'll talk about in a bit, that's considered the first film noir movie.
Yeah.
And I think that was 41. So he had a bit of a career before that was even a term.
Right. Well, he was working during like pre-code. That was pre-code, right? Where before the Howe Act or whatever, where you could just do whatever the fuck you wanted.
Yeah, but I think like Warner was pretty
PG.
They weren't PG, but they were traditional.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, like a lot of those movies that he did in the beginning of his career, they were forgetful. But that's anyone's career.
Yeah.
Right.
No penetration.
No penetration. None.
No.
Soft
Single only if you have to.
See, the rest of the 30s, like I said, this is the busiest time in Bogart's career. He did 25 films between 36 and 39.
Sheesh.
Damn.
Yeah, he was all over the place. Wasn't a star yet because it was always typecasting. Bogart didn't have a problem with typecasting. A lot of those actors who, like, I don't know, they think it's a bad thing.
Make money.
You make money, and I think it gives people an opportunity to just, like slowly craft a character.
There you go, yeah.
Which he did.
For sure, I want to be the Luke Skywalker, and I'll be Luke Skywalker forever, dude.
Dude, but you can't be Joker also?
Yo, but I is Joker, dude. I'm serious.
I want to be Batman.
Oh, man. You gonna be Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be, what's the guy's name?
Robert
Heath Ledger.
Pattinson?
You're gonna be Heath Ledger?
Yeah.
Nice.
Just die.
As
Smart.
Batman?
Smart guy. Bogart divorces Mary Phillips during his takeoff at Warner Brothers, and he's okay. So then he gets married to another one. The one he gets married to next is her name is Mayo Methot.
Whoa! Mayo Meth Thought?
Yeah. So
dump truck
I'm not going
ass.
to go over this. No. All right. So this woman is a piece of work. I'm not going to go over the whole thing, but what I will say is, to summarize it, they had fist fights all the time.
That's hot.
She started them.
That's hot.
Every time.
Yes, because she's a mayonnaise meth thought. She's smoking meth. She's snorting mayonnaise.
She's shooting mayo all over.
Yeah.
She was psychotic. They called the house they lived together, like Hollywood called their house, I think it was like Slug Manor, because they were just like they would each like show it with black eyes to sets all the time.
Dumb bitch.
So much of that. It was
I love you.
Terrible relationship. She burnt their house down once.
Oh, all right, that's bad.
Threatened to kill him all the time. Did stab him once.
Why didn't you leave her right away?
I don't know. It was like 10 years.
Freaking the sheets. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Couldn't give it up.
Think so?
Couldn't give it up.
Honestly, she is not attractive. She is not like
vice.
You know when you say like, oh yeah, she's totally nuts, and you see a chick and you're like, well, titties like that, you know. Whatever.
No, but but that with mayonnaise like that, dude. I mean, she was cranking around the Hellmans.
She knew what pushed his buttons the right way. That's what it was.
She just wasn't attractive either. Like I was looking at her, I'm
Maybe
like,
he's into that.
I don't know.
Some dudes like to fuck weird things.
Well, his last wife, who we're getting to later, is like
smoke show.
Totally.
Dude,
Lauren Bacall,
I'm glad
she's like
that
one of my favorites.
I'm glad that you introduced us to mayonnaise meth thought.
Yeah, that's my new favorite name for a human.
Are you looking up pictures of her?
No, I need to look up mayonnaise.
I'll look up mayo meth thought. I get like some persons from Mastic Beach.
I'll look it up. Hold on. Look at this, Mike.
Some person from Mastic Beach.
Like, look at this beast.
Oh, she get it. What do you mean?
That?
She got that square face she just want to punch.
She looks like a Funko doll, like her head.
She does look like a Funko doll. She's not too bad.
It's not bad. What does her body look like?
Look at
shallow.
this. Look at that.
She's cute.
Wait, yeah, no, him and her together. There's a couple pictures where I'm like, that's a mayonnaise face.
She lost it, man. She drank a lot. One of the reasons they stuck together was because they did drink a lot together. But like, look at that. I could smell her breath from here. She's been dead for 70 years.
What's her body look like? Is her body banging?
No, she was like chunko.
I like that.
Look, it's fine. I'm not.
I like the fat bitches.
I'm not trying to hate on the body styles, whatever. I'm not.
Tom's anti-plus size woman.
Oh, actually, yeah, you're right. That's what I am trying to say.
Tom's anti-plus size woman.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But
she's
I don't
not
know,
plus size at all. She's lean.
She's thick.
Look at her. Well, okay, it doesn't matter. Look at the two of them together, though.
Like
he's a fucking star, and she's like,
Yeah.
And it's not like she's a nice woman. She's a nasty woman.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
he would show up on set with like scratches on his face and bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, he's probably fucking other chicks. She's like pissed off.
Maybe.
Well, you know what? I mean, I just have to say mayonnaise is a very slippery slope to meth. So,
yeah.
You got to be careful.
Good point. All right. So, look, she was beating him up, but he hit her back. It's fine. So, don't worry.
It's even.
Don't worry, Stephen Molyneux. It was all handled. Yeah, like I said, Sluggy Hollow. That's what the press called their name, their house. Clubs in Hollywood banned the couple to avoid fights in their places of business. Humphrey was not good company on many accounts. Like he wasn't into making friends. Like he could be charming, but he wasn't interested in it. So if he wasn't your friend already, he was just cold. Didn't want to talk to you. And like, I don't know if he was your friend, he was probably really nice. But,
he's probably a nice guy. You can get to know him.
But like, in Hollywood, you have to be nice to everyone's face. That's the whole thing. Like, you own a club and you're, you got to meet the owner. You got to be nice. And he just wasn't into that. He's like, I want to drink and I don't want to talk to anyone.
I don't blame him, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't either.
Sounds good.
His next role was High Sierra, which was a gangster film, but with a perspective flip. Usually up to this point, it was very cut and dry. If you're a gangster, you're a bad guy. This was one of those, like, he's trying to not be a bad guy. There was depth to the character.
High Sierra is one of my favorites by him.
I haven't actually seen it, but I did some reading on it, and it's interesting how this really pushed his career. And I think this film, was it George Raft, who was another, like, I think he was the gangster character. Like, Warner Brothers wanted to give it to him, and he was trying to get out of the gangster thing.
Right.
And Raft put it down, and this helped his career. And the same thing happened with Maltese Falcon. George Raft put that down too.
Right.
So him messing up a bunch really helped up at Humphrey here. High Sierra was written by John Huston, who was one of Bogart's close drinking pals, and he's the director of Maltese Falcon, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, Huston is all over Hollywood. He's got a killer resume.
Yeah, Houston, I think, was also recruited by the Army during World War II to film, like, be their documentary
Yeah, I think
guy.
so.
Like,
I know.
he had a rank.
Mhm.
Like, he started the Army, like, film corps.
Yeah, I know he spent time there. It was a actual service thing. So we'll get into that now too. World War II and the dynamics of Humphrey's career is that he was too old. He had turned like 41. Yeah, when all that was going down. So everyone went over there who was able to.
Right. All young
Jimmy
people.
Stewart, like all the actors did. Everyone was a little younger, and all the older people, I don't know, they were doing USO shows, but because of that, there were no young actors in Hollywood for years. So this kind of helped solidify Bogey, who's in his 40s now, get this stardom.
Okay, good timing.
Oh, he just snuck right in there.
It just worked out.
Yeah.
I'm too old to go over there. I'm 41.
He wanted to go. He tried to enlist.
Oh,
They wouldn't
really?
let him. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Really?
It was popular. I mean, the amount of guys who did that, it was,
Yeah.
fuck.
You're like a coward if he didn't go, kind of type thing.
Well, he
right?
wanted to, like Disney's whole shit. When we did him, it's he's born too late to do World War I, too early for World War II. I don't know. These guys want to show their patriotism because that was the cool shit in their country.
Right. I mean, when the Mayo thoughts invade, I'll be ready.
What time to be alive?
Yeah,
I was thinking about that. Nothing, no cameras.
just living.
You just beat up your wife.
No cameras, just living, and just
Beating
a picture of like a kid in a fucking trench in World War One. Just living.
What a time to be alive!
Shell shock, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Houston did Maltese Falcon, and he had to get Bogart on. He really wanted to. The studio, they wanted to give it to Raft first. He put it down. Luckily, you got Bogart in there, and that is, as we mentioned before, the first film noir movie. You got to see that one. It's really
Sierra
good.
Mist.
Sierra Mist. Yeah. The Maltese Falcon.
Maltese Falcon.
Drink a
Maltese
Sierra
Falcon?
Mist. Crack open a Sierra Mist.
I actually do want to see this because I like old movies like that. Like,
This is a good one.
I feel like
Yeah,
it's more,
and
like
who's-
it's eerie-ish kind of.
Who's the villain? I forgot his name. That German guy.
Peter Lorre.
Peter Lorre.
Yeah, he was in a lot of those movies. He was in all the Warner Brothers. He had a Warner Brothers
Contract.
and he, like, him and Bogart worked on hella shit. He was in
Yeah.
Casablanca for
Yep.
a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, go see that movie. Is what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, I like those old movies because they're like eerie. Kind of, there's like an eerie feeling to them.
That one is pretty eerie.
Yeah.
I'll talk about his eeriest one. It's like a later one. All of Hollywood saw this movie, and they made it like they saw him, and they were like, "Damn, we don't see characters like this." So hot demand now. He is in hot fucking demand,
Hot.
and there's no men because they're all fighting the Japs and the Germans.
He's like the Ashton Kutcher of his day.
Yeah, exactly. He was like doing the butterfly effect.
That's a
Over
good
and over.
movie.
Over
He's
and over
punk-
again.
He's punking all the service members' wives.
He invented the trucker hat.
I like the one reality where Ethan Suplee is a goth guy. And he's just a fat goth man. That's the best. He was like a pig. He's fun. I would want to drink a beer with Ethan Suplee. If you listen to the show and you know him, get me in contact.
Get him on.
Yeah, we'll do him next.
He died?
No, he's not dead.
Oh.
He's fucking jacked now. He lost all that weight, so
He
you can't
should.
laugh at him anymore.
You should.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He's like Fat Joe.
Yeah, he's just
It's
Joe.
so hard.
Yeah, Joe is
It's
just
just-
Joe now.
Slightly overweight Joe.
Yeah.
Well, God bless both those men. His next film was Casablanca. This is historically a top 10 film of all time to every board, every academy, every list. You're always going to find Casablanca there. It's very good.
Yeah, that and Gone with the Wind. They're always in the top 5.
Yeah.
And It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah. Well, maybe actually. You see a lot of
Maybe.
that's
It's
a
a good
lot of
one.
top 50s.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
one.
That's a good one. I remember my mom used to make me watch that one, and when you're younger and things are black and white and they're not like, you don't get the comedy. I used to think it was like a really dark movie.
It's not?
Well,
I thought it was like extremely dark.
No, it's like it's really well written, like comedy wise. Like the whole thing is punches, except for that like the last 20 minutes.
Yeah. I feel like that's what kids nowadays think about when they see a cartoon that isn't 3D or like CG.
Oh yeah,
They're like, that's really dark. Like the original Ninja Turtles. I don't know. It's not funny. It's not cool at all.
They're talking about pizza all the time.
I just need to.
That's not funny.
Gru?
I just need to watch Baby Boss again.
I
need hashtag Go Teen Titans.
Oh, that's terrible. I like the original Teen Titans.
The original one is pretty good.
They're pretty good, yeah.
Give it to that.
So while he's doing Casablanca, I mean you said he's smooching these lonely wives. He's smooching his co-stars.
Oh, definitely. Good question. His next few films were pretty forgettable, but in 1944, on the set of To Have and Have Not, he meets his fourth and final wife and classic hottie with a perfect face, Lauren Bacall. Wow.
Oh yeah.
What does she look like? I gotta see her.
She's the shit.
Yeah, she's just hot as hell.
Lauren Bacall.
Bacall.
Let me stick my shriveled Hollywood dick in you.
Look at that.
Holy fuck.
What a smoke show, right?
God.
I think
phone background.
I think Lauren Bacall's like up there with like Audrey Hepburn and like all those like.
Oh, without doubt. Holy fuck.
I mean, there's a literally you look this up. There's a picture of her, Humphrey, and Marilyn Monroe, 1953.
Oh yeah, here it is.
He definitely had a threesome with them.
They did some wild stuff. But good for him and good for her. It was a little weird. Bacall was 19 and Bogart was 44 when they met. But it turned out to be the most stable relationship that he ever had.
Oh, there you go.
She liked being a wife. And I think when they had met, he was still married to Methot. And he had to I think there was some serious litigation with getting a divorce going, but as soon as the divorce papers went through, within like a month, they were married.
Oh, okay.
Because they had been banging for who knows. His
next
film,
that Mayo chick, Jesus Christ.
She was terrible, man.
Yeah.
What
stabbing
you, just punching and stabbing and being like, and she's nice. She's a sweet lady.
And she's sexy, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Lauren Bacall knew how to really work the mayonnaise into his back, whereas Mayo Methot would just, try to sound it into his dick.
Yeah, that's terrible, Travis, that you say things like that.
Look at that face he's making. He's like, I'm gonna fuck both of you.
Yeah, that's kind of the face he always has.
Yeah,
He's like,
is it really certain about it?
I'm probably gonna fuck you. His next film, The Big Sleep, also starred Lauren Bacall. They did a bunch of films together. Part of that was because the studio saw that they were sensation. People were happy that Mayo Methot was out of the picture. She had been diagnosed as some kind of schizophrenic, and they were like, good riddance, you dumb bitch. Let's get Bogart with a real woman. So there they are. And they liked it, it filled the seats, okay? Filled them seats. The film was a smash hit, and pay-wise, it was one of the biggest of Bogart's career. So they are loaded now.
Damn.
So Bogart's in his 40s. Has he made a tiny Bogart from making cream inside of mayo?
Good question. Not yet.
Okay.
Although he was crushing it in Hollywood, Bogart had this resentment towards Hollywood types. For the most part, he would hang out with writers. He liked writers because they smoked cigarettes and talked serious.
Probably not as fake as like all that Hollywood bullshit.
Yeah.
Just kissing your ass just because you're a fucking sick actor.
Yeah, dude, it's Hollywood. You gotta kiss that ass a bit.
Gotta go to the bed.
You gotta rim it.
His next film was a rejoining with John Huston, his friend, his Maltese Falcon fella. This one I really want to see. It's called The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, 1947. That's a good dude. It looked amazing.
It's really good.
That looks like the craziest of all.
Yeah, I mean, I must have watched it over a decade ago, but I remember that one also. I don't know. Every Humphrey Bogart movie I could watch and I'll enjoy.
There was,
that one's good for sure. Definitely less played than the Casablanca or Maltese Falcon, but
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of his movies. I haven't seen this one.
If I remember right,
the one I'm thinking of is coming later, so I'll bring it up then.
If I remember right, it was kind of like the Sierra one because he was like a bad guy, kind of good guy, like an anti-hero.
I think the way that so he had this character he's developing right throughout, like there's this theme with his characters where he's playing the hard dude, but he has this like
soft side.
Yeah, like this empathy, but it takes a while to crack into it with every movie.
Yeah.
In this one, it's more about like he actually loses his mind. Like he's the tough guy, and then he just goes off the rails over greed. It's like him and another prospector finding gold, and like then getting paranoid. That's the setup for the movie. I only watched 2 scenes from it. It looked great. Travis, you're saying it's great, so it's probably great.
Probably great.
I gotta rewatch it because it's hard for me to remember. But yeah,
he does the movie Key Largo. I haven't watched that one, but that's his last one with Warner Brother, and then he starts his own production company, the Santana Productions. Now, Santana is named after his sailboat. He spent a lot of time sailing, and that was, I guess he loved Carlos Santana's Smooth, featuring Rob Thomas.
I don't know.
Yeah. Give me a hot margarita, or else forget about it.
Bogart was in the crosshairs.
One thing I will say, Key Largo is basically it was a movie about whenever it rains at your house, Mike. They're just stuck in a storm, in a house. Constantly. Yeah, and it's flooded.
Oh, that sucks.
That sounds terrible. Like my living situation.
Yeah. Watch Key Largo next time it starts raining.
Fargo?
You'll be like, okay, I get this.
Yeah, Key Fargo.
I'm going to watch Fargo.
Yeah, watch Fargo. Yeah, same thing.
So, yeah, it's
same area.
Directed by John Hughes, right? John Huston? Yeah. John Hughes?
John Huston.
Breakfast Club, Fargo.
John Houston.
Yeah, John Hughes.
Yeah, that's
Texas.
Good. Humphrey Bogart plays 6 kids in detention. In this
Langston John Hughes.
1940-84.
Love it. Where are we now? Okay, so he's in the crosshairs of the House Un-American Activities Committee. You know, all this Red Scare shit that's going on.
Communist bastard.
He's a Democrat. I don't think he actually cares that much.
No,
I think he was like
that face. He's ready to pipe 2 bitches. He doesn't give a fuck.
Right. So not much came out of the mild accusations that people called him a communist because he wasn't a communist. He wrote an article titled "I'm No Communist" for the March 1948 issue of Photoplay to keep clear of any further accusations, and that was the last of it. Every time we do one of these actors or actresses from this time period, this gets brought up. This is just everyone got fucked with.
Yeah, it's equivalent to you being like a child molester these days. I didn't touch those kids.
Right, everyone's just a molester now.
Yeah.
And then it turns out you're, John, or what is his name, Jared Leto, and you are.
Yeah, for fun.
He's a child molester?
Probably.
Dude, he has a sex cult of like teens.
Are they 18?
I don't think so. It's very creepy.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
I'm just saying, look into Jared Leto. Just type Jared Leto sex cult. And
Jay Leno sex cult?
And he's a good-looking guy. 30 Seconds from Mars. I heard that's his band.
I hate that fucking band.
I never heard a
much.
song, but people told.
Band.
Oh, he's in a band. Awesome.
Fucking terrible band. I saw the movie Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
You ever seen that movie?
I did see that movie.
That girl has sex at the end.
Yeah. Ass to ass.
I watched that movie on a first date.
Nice. Did you go ass to ass?
And we had sex later.
Nice.
Cut that out, Tom. I don't want to.
No, that's going in. That's staying in.
That was a great movie.
It is good. It's also a terrible first date movie, not so much because of the ass to ass part, but the horrible feeling of dread you leave after that leaves you.
Yeah.
There was no happy
that you
ending.
leave with. God, I'm hungover after watching that movie.
It's a good happy ending.
In 1949, Bacall and Bogart had their first son, Stephen Humphrey Bogart, and 3 years later, a daughter, Leslie Howard Bogart. Leslie Howard, named after Leslie Howard, the guy who started his career with Petrified Forest.
Why name a Howard though?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
The guy's name was Leslie Howard.
That's weird, though.
Oh, Howard.
I don't know. It's a woman named Howard.
That's
sexy.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
That's very 21st
That would fly
century.
today. Yeah, that would fly today.
Well, I mean, if she got a little hair on her upper lip, her name's Howard.
Well, I'll shave it.
Sure. It's fine. It's good. It's healthy. After a few flops with his new production company, He got a new hot director in rotation named Nicholas Ray. Now, Bogart started the production company on a much overlooked performance in a Lonely Place. Now, that movie is good.
I haven't seen that one.
It's on Amazon right now for free. I highly recommend it. It's one of the more psychotic ones. Like, he plays a little bit. He's a Hollywood writer in it,
okay,
and he gets accused of killing a woman, and he didn't do it. He's got to clear his name, but he also doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut and make people very suspicious.
Oh,
it's good.
Kind of like Gilgo Beach. Remember Gilgo Beach, Mike?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Good
Continue,
thing.
Tom.
Let's see. Bogart did some more films, including African Queen, which he won an Oscar for.
The onion booty.
So the African Queen, yes.
No, the African Queen was a white girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
The name of the ship was the African Queen, I think, right?
Yeah.
And they're just like floating down.
Yeah, it's him and
river.
Katharine Hepburn, and they're trying to escape something. I forgot. I watched that one a long
I
time
thought it was
ago.
about a curvy black queen.
It
Nope.
should have been.
Should have been though. Yeah.
I'm not
Should have
watching
been.
that shit.
I'd watch that. That film was shot in the Congo, of all places, because of realism.
It's a sad place these days.
I think most
John Huston made it happen.
Most American films should be shot in the Congo because hopefully the majority of our actors will get some type of malaria or something.
Right. Well,
pass away.
Funny enough,
Abducted.
I think the only people who didn't come out totally fucked up. So that film aged everyone on set. It was one of the hardest shoots. Like Bogart had done, Hepburn had done, Huston. Everyone was so pissed off during that entire shoot. And the theory is that Bogart and Huston, they were drinking so much that they staved off dysentery while everyone else got it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so keep that in mind next time you're going to unexplored territories in Africa. You're going to want to drink.
Yeah,
Shit.
exactly.
Yeah. Mosquitoes.
Or if you're or if you're on a ship. You guys heard about the guy on the Titanic, the chef that just drank, and he survived after it sank because his blood alcohol poisoning or his blood alcohol was so high?
No.
They actually put him in the movie, like when they were doing, because they remember when they did Titanic. There's like the chef that's just getting drunk,
Right.
and that dude survived because he was so hammered.
So hammered that his body was just chilling.
Yeah,
It's great.
Oh, my God.
We got to do that every night just in case.
just in case your house sinks. Yeah,
Yeah. That's crazy.
My houseboat.
I'd love to have a houseboat.
Me too.
Just dock it and never leave.
Yeah, it's like you would have a house.
yeah.
Basically.
That's sick, but it moves like this.
You get some damn kids in your boat, putting
Shoot 'em.
80 on it.
You get to shoot them because it's international
Property.
waters.
Sure.
It's like, I
Dump
live
their
on,
bodies.
what's your address? International waters. Come on by. Steal my flat screen.
Like Paul Walker.
So, look, I mentioned before you like sailing. This was his all-time favorite pastime. All the time he was sailing. Thursday night to Monday morning, he was out there sailing, and it was man time. He had this theory. He said, well, firstly, his wife, Lauren Bacall, the hot one, she got seasick very easily, so she never went out on the boat. Good. He didn't want any women on the boat because he wanted to piss off the side of it. He didn't want to offend anyone. Which I admire.
That's good.
I guess I respect that. I don't know.
I do.
I used to piss on the side of my house.
Yeah,
growing
but
up.
Me too.
with
And, like-
women watching?
Yeah. I would pee in the front of my house in the bushes. I didn't care.
Wow, that's great.
I think
This
back
is so
to that,
South Shore.
Oh, I used to piss on
Yeah.
the deck. Don't tell. Oh, this is on a podcast.
You actually said this. This is out already.
Oh.
Your mom
Yeah.
already heard that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, she texted me.
I pissed. Yeah, I used to stick my dick out the back door and piss on the deck.
So besides peeing off of his ship, was he out there fishing? Was he just drinking in the sun?
He was
Jerking off.
Drinking
drinking.
and driving his boat.
He was drinking. He was sailing for speed. He used to do these competitions, those regattas or whatever. He would
Right.
fit. He
Real
just like
rich people shit.
he just liked being out there. He did a few more movies, including Sabrina, the Cane Mutiny, Barefoot Contessa. But ultimately, his career had peaked, so he was just kind of chilling.
Yeah.
In 1955, he sold his share in Santana Productions and began socializing more, mostly for Bacall's sake. She was getting tired of going out by herself, and like everyone would ask, "Hey, where's Bogey?" And She'd go, "Oh, my husband's on the water," like a maniac.
That's pretty sick,
Getting
actually.
drunk.
Getting drunk by himself.
I don't hate it, but that's just what it was. This was the year that Bogart, Bacall, Sinatra, Judy Garland, and others founded the Rat Pack in Vegas.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, so everyone knows, the Rat Pack is Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Sinatra, then who's that other one? Some guy named Anthony?
Anthony Kiedis?
Yeah, that's him.
California.
So the Rat Pack was initially just a social club, and it was just entertainers who like to stay up late and drink and show penises to each other, including
Yeah, we
Judy
talked about
Garland.
that.
Yeah,
We talked about that on when we did Sinatra. You were like, "Oh yeah, they all just hang out in Humphrey Bogart's backyard and show their dongs off."
exactly. That's all it was. There was no the idea of the guys singing together was later. They did that. I don't know, but it was like this thing. It was a little boys' club.
Before the doo-wop era.
It's fine. They did it. Okay.
That's hard to do.
So Judy Garland was showing off her peen too?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, they're flaccid, or are they like hard?
I would have to assume both. Either one.
Well, flaccid is not as impressive as hard.
Maybe that was Judy Garland's role, was to fluff him up.
She was insane, by the way. She was off her fucking rocker. Do you know about that?
What woman isn't off their rocker?
Oh, she was like on meth and just like
Who isn't on meth?
screaming about things. It was great. She must have been awesome to hang out with.
Yeah.
But
I can imagine.
she confided in Bogey a lot. They got pretty close. I'm calling him Bogey. No, she was nasty. She looked like a meth
I
head.
fuck some nasty horse.
Yeah, but I mean, your wife is Lauren Bacall, so still okay.
You got that demon inside. You gotta get it out.
I doubt his pen worked in his 50s.
Yeah, he's definitely drinking too much.
I-
He's got a whiskey dick.
Yeah, I just doubt it.
You're never hard anymore. You're always flaccid.
No, I'm having a drink.
Tom,
Don't bother me.
Tom, I feel like we haven't really addressed the fact that this man is just not only drinking all the time, but just smoking all the time as well.
All right, so I kind of assumed that most people know who he is. If you don't know who he is,
I didn't know he was.
he is a cigarette. Like, the guy is always smoking in all the movies and every appearance, and he's if you watch Maltese Falcon, there's never a scene where he isn't smoking, and there's even one scene where he's smoking a cigarette, walks into a room where there's a guy who has cigars on the table, takes a cigar, puts out a cigarette, smokes the cigar, and then puts that out, and then smokes another cigarette in a matter of 5 minutes.
That's sick.
Yeah,
He's a legend.
Yeah, he was he's why cigarettes are cool. Cigarettes actually weren't cool before that.
I can imagine.
They were just a vital part of
living.
Yeah, you needed them.
I feel like they
You need
ruined
them.
cigarettes. Cigarettes were healthier back then.
We'll get there.
Before Newport Pleasure.
Yeah, the real fun.
Yeah.
The last Bogart film was called The Harder They Fall, which was a serious undertaking for Bogart because he was getting pretty sick from being too cool.
Oh.
Too cool.
He
Too many
was.
cool.
Maybe the cigarettes weren't as healthy.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened there. So he was smoking pretty hard, and right now this is the end of his career. He developed esophageal cancer and refused to see a doctor until it was real bad.
Ooh. How old is he at this? He died pretty young, right?
He died at 57.
Okay.
Yeah, 57.
I thought it was even younger than that. Never mind.
Honestly, that's not a bad age to go out.
Yeah, no, my parents always like, you don't want to end up like Humphrey Bogart smoking those cigarettes. I'm like, 57, that's pretty old. I don't know.
Your dick stops working after 60-something, probably.
Yeah.
Even sooner, maybe.
Let me tell you about the rest of this. So in March of 1956, he is falling apart. Now, the once handsome man who was rough as hell, he's like a frail old baby now in a matter of just a few years because he was drinking so hard on top of the cigarettes. He never wasn't drinking because he was cool.
Yeah,
he was
it's a
really
price you
cool.
pay.
Gotta keep face.
Right.
Yeah.
In March of 1956, falling apart, he has his esophagus removed, 2 lymph nodes, and a rib.
Oh.
Back then, I was... Oof.
Yeah.
Well, did they put anything in there? Did they put like a muffler in where his esophagus was, or he just didn't have esophagus?
So actually, we have a family friend who had their esophagus taken out.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks.
Yeah, it doesn't seem very
He
pleasant.
did not seem happy about it, but yeah, you can you can live without an esophagus. You just can't sleep laying down. Because
how do you sleep?
You have to sleep sitting up.
Oh.
So the stomach acid doesn't come out of your shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like you can
still eat food and stuff?
He's got a new Porsche.
Yeah, he's great. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's an awesome dude.
So what you're telling me, he could still smoke all of his cigarettes that he wants. He can still guzzle all of the beer he wants with his removed esophagus.
Yeah, he was doing that. He didn't stop drinking. Nothing. He just kept doing his shit, which
was his
I
drink?
respect.
Yeah. What was his drink of choice? Do you know?
He was a bourbon guy, but later in life he switched to martinis. Actually, it's I think it's a myth, some kind of urban legend that his last words were, "I wish I'd never switched from bourbon to martinis."
That's
all he thought
probably
about.
why.
Yeah, probably. So he was wheelchair bound, and he was,
really?
Yeah, he was shot.
Damn.
Like his body fell apart so quick, and it's such a traumatic surgery when you have cancer, and
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
can imagine. Yeah, it's...
they actually made the dumbwaiter in the house a little bigger so he could be put in it and put downstairs, and where he would hold court where his Rat Pack friends were, and then like they'd send him back up. It's like really terrible.
Wow. Get
Yeah,
back up there.
He had a bad last year.
Lauren, put me in the dumbwaiter.
So
the boys are here. They need to see their fresh
Yeah,
hot dogs.
put me in the elevator, bro. Enough. I gotta tell these boys how to live now.
I gotta check and see if they have any new spots on their penis.
I'm gonna get that checked out.
So he was saying bye to his friends. He knew he was dying. He had to. So he made it a year after the procedure, but January 14th, 1957, he dies, weighing in at 80 pounds.
Ooh, whoa!
I wish I weighed that much. Knock on wood.
Okay, a few things that I want to cover before we close out. Bogart. So apparently there's a thing called Bogart-Bacall syndrome, and it's considered a secondary muscle tension dysphonia disorder, meaning there's an abnormality in the voice box because of overuse, smoking, or I don't know, wheeziness. Like people, women do like vocal fry and shit like that.
Yeah,
it's like a different version of that.
Well, she also had a very smoky voice as well.
She had a low, sexy voice.
Yeah, like low, sexy really kind of, yeah. But
like
so
that.
that's an actual, like, I guess when you're going to like a vocal trainer, like they teach that, or is it a medical thing?
No, it's a medical thing. It's a condition you have from like talking the wrong way.
And they just named it after the couple?
Yeah, because they both had these weird voices, and it was a specific thing. Yeah, it could be caused by other underlying medical conditions.
When did she die?
She died in like 2014, I think.
Really?
Yeah, she lived a long time.
She was like 20 years younger than him. So
But she's fucking hot. Holy shit. I'm still looking at her from over here.
she's a goodie.
My God.
A couple other things. So one of the things I used to research this was a book by his son, Stephen Humphrey Bogart, called Bogart, In Search of My Father. It's a bad book. I didn't finish it.
It's really his son?
Yeah, it's really his son, and it's like this weird, like half-assed biography. It's not really a biography. I thought it would give me more information, but instead it's more of like interviews with his Bogart's friends and stuff that this guy did in his 50s. Like kind of wanting to know more about his dad. Because apparently when his dad died, he like kind of resented him because Stephen Bogart right here was the most anticipated kid in Hollywood. So everyone knew who he was. And
waiting to be a big star.
Yeah, and they didn't want him. I don't think he was trying to be an actor, but I guess just a relationship. Like everywhere he went, people stopped and were like, "Oh, I'm sorry about your dad," and he was like,
"Right,
I'm 8."
Yeah.
And like the book is obviously just a therapy session for this guy. There's no reason for him to write. Like the way he writes about it is so boring, and like he's just figuring himself out. He's like, in my late 40s, I decided to really get to know my dad. And overcome it's lame. I thought I was gonna get some cool shit out of it, and what sucked is that like it had this promising aspect to it, in which he had quotes that would illustrate like Humphrey's personality, but none of them had context of any kind. It was
Well,
just
he was 8 years old.
well, no, I'm talking about like the quotes, like from that like his dad's friends and family. Like he interviewed all these people, and then like he did such a bad job framing it, where it was like, what is he talking? Like, who is he talking to? And it's all these small incidences where nothing actually happens. It's like, oh yeah, I remember the time my wife met Humphrey Bogart. She was scared to death because she heard he likes messing with people. And like he did, but it's not really.
Okay.
There was no one of these that was like, oh, this is going to be awesome for this research I'm doing. It's all anecdotal. So,
that sucks.
Yep. So I don't know. He is pretty awesome.
Hey,
he looks cool,
dude.
I mean,
the two things I will add here too. I mean, he died. He's pretty much a martyr though, because I mean, he lives on forever. You've got two terms about smoking. You're either bogarting a joint, which means you're just smoking the whole fucking thing,
right?
Or your cigarette, a bogue.
A bogue, yeah.
They're both
Bogue.
Bogarts, dude. He lived forever.
Yeah, and he died young, so he didn't get old for people to really see. He was out of the public eye when he was really falling apart.
Yeah, that's how you should go out.
But yeah, the older pictures of him, they're pretty bad. Like 55 and stuff.
I like that one right there. That one you just pulled up. I'm gonna fuck these two bitches right here.
I'm sure it worked real well. But yeah, I mean, he was like bald and everything, and had to wear a toupee.
Damn.
In his late 40s and 50s, and that's fine. That's normal. But when you're a Hollywood star, like that's
in the limelight.
That's your money. So, and he wasn't it wasn't the 80s yet, so they weren't able to do like Bruce Willis yet. They weren't able to do awesome action shit and be like, no, the fact that he's bald is cool.
Extra effect, extra shininess.
Dude, I think we should just have more CGI.
Yeah, I think
so too.
I think we should get the guy from the Terminator on the show.
We should.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe I keep saying Ethan Suplee. Ask him about his weight transformation.
What about, you ever seen that movie Detroit Rock City with him in it?
I've never seen it.
That's actually a pretty good movie.
I like Kiss.
You like this one?
Good.
What's his name again? Right. Terminator Kid? What's his name?
Oh, I don't know. It's probably just like depression now.
Hey, come on the show, depression.
Yeah, come on the show. He's got to get out of his house from the drug and alcohol abuse lake down in Georgia or whatever.
Yeah. All right, Travis, why don't you wrap us up, because I'm tired of talking.
Yeah, Tom, thanks for bringing in Bogart, the man,
You're welcome.
The legend. And we are Roast Mortem Cast that you've been listening to. If you don't know what you're listening to, you should probably pull over to the side of the road and run in one direction.
Like Forrest Gump.
Yeah. You could check us out anywhere you want. You can go to patreon.com/roastmortemcast and give us your money if you want. You can go get a hat that says Violent Docking at our store. That doesn't really say anything about history, but it says Violent Docking.
I can't believe I approved that.
Well, I'm just saying, that Bogart, drinking so much, violently docked his sailboat many times.
I can't imagine. I felt like how Humphrey Bogart looks like before he died. That's how I feel right now.
It's just so. Yeah.
Which one?
Just that one right there. He's like,
oh yeah.
Like he just knows. He's like rolling a doobie. It looks like.
Travis, I'm gonna send you this one so you can put it in the art, because it's
he's like sniffing Marilyn Monroe's face.
Yeah, it's the one with Bacall and Monroe. You'll see.
Yeah. I just had that one up.
All right, that's gonna be in the artwork, I guess, probably. All right, everyone.
Lucky
thanks for listening.
bastard.
Oh, Mike, do you have any final words? Are you going to beg for money again?
Yeah, you should not give them money. You should give me money.
Awesome.
Please.
Give Philip Morris money.
Who is that?
That's the cigarette company.
No.
What did you didn't learn anything this whole episode.
I know that he's a badass and he fucks bitches.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I don't fuck bitch. I just sit and jerk off my car.
Shout out to Humphrey Bogart. Go watch some film and culture yourself like a badass.
I'm actually gonna watch some movies because I'm kind of intrigued.
I'm gonna give you a watch list.
Yeah, I like those old movies because they're more like there's more soul in them. I feel like
soul.
And like it's like the black and white gives it more like eeriness or like what were they doing that day? Like, what are they gonna do after they shot this movie?
Mike, are you telling me that Morbius and Doctor Strange do not have soul in them?
No. You know what movie does have soul? Minions: Rise of crew.
All right, amen to that.
Lot of
Okay,
soul. Go see Minions, boys.
all right, see you later.
Good night.
Later.
Give me money.